of my neighbors cut down, and luckily I saw them doing it. They put it out on the curb, and now we're going to eat it. So first thing I'm doing is removing some of the branches here so we can cut into it. Got my little camp axe. Last time I used a full-size axe. This should be a little easier to control. Might have been too deep. You want to go all the way through it at the base. That's probably not where the heart's probably up here. Cut into it there. I'm going to try to get so that's where I started cutting. What you want to do is split the trunk open, and there'll be a kind of round thing about this big in here, and that's what you want to pull out. And make sure that my cut is continuous. A little closer in there. Oh, right there. Let's whistle some more from this side. This should help. Make sure my cut goes all the way through here. We're pulling a little harder than we actually need to. This should be easier. Okay. Well, there we were right into it, actually. Okay. I'm sure there are lots of others. This is one of the main ones from around here. There we go. That's what we want, is this. So, looks like we may have lost a little bit of it on the inside of that trunk that when we were splitting it open. But this is going to be the heart right in there. And I'm going to cut it off. This is some of that spongy tissue from the trunk side of it. And in here, that's basically the middle of the growth bud. It grows trunk down and leaves up. And you can eat this stuff. It's kind of bitter, but if anybody wants to try that, it's not wonderful, but it's edible. I choose not to eat it because you don't really have to, and there's better stuff. But we're going to be rinsing this once we get it cut up. And you want to test it a little bit. It's still a little bit hard.
The end of the sugar.
Yeah. So So every so often we'll be pulling off a leaf sheath. And you have piles of this by the end of it. Take this off too here. It's a little tough. This is more of that trunk part. You can see some of the rings in there. That's actually good stuff that you can eat. It's just a tiny little bit of it. It's almost paper thin before the trunk starts down here. But that's, you can see the rings of where the leaves are coming from. A little bit more of that trunk part off of here. And then you'd cut this. Take a little bit more of that off. Maybe taste it. Getting real close. That's still a little tough. That one. Yeah, still a little tough. Try this. Getting closer. Cut a little bit of this off in case anybody wants to try some that's a little bit on the tough side. There's a little piece of something on there. This looks bigger than it turned out to be. Maybe they're bigger in the spring. I'm not really sure. But I bet that's good. We got a little bit of the trunk on it. But that middle's got to be good. Let's try that. Yeah, that's good. Can you hand me that bowl over there? So basically, you slice this down. The outside's going to be tough still. You slice it down. The inside's good. The outside's tough. So you taste it until you find where you can also just bend it, because usually it'll break if it's good. If it's tough, it's not bad. It's a little tough. Usually the tough parts are more bendy and strong. This is very thin, so it's snapping anyway. But the inside is the better part. The outside a little bit tougher. Down at the bottom. You keep putting the inside part in. It's still a little bit tough. So if it's too tough on the outside, you take off another leaf sheath. So it gets soft again. Try this outside one, see if that's soft yet. A little bit tough. Anybody want some more of that toughness now?
I think so.
I'm going to throw that in.
Yeah, the flavor's starting to change from what we had before.
Another leaf sheath.
Less bitter.
Yeah, this is less bitter. Okay. And it really is good. I don't know if you've eaten hearts of palm.
Yeah, I have. It's not fresh like this, so.
I'm still going to take that off.
see why that stuff's so expensive.
It's kind of a dirty process. Yep, that's starting to get a little tough, so I'm going to take off another sheath here. Got a little tough at the end there. Not bad. Let's keep it.
Good save.
Next. Yeah, it's starting to get tough, so take off another
And the real fun is when you're potting sugar cane. We're all standing around shooting on the sugar cane.
This looks like it's all good up here for a while. You can sort of feel as your knife goes through it if it's fibery or not. Oh, yeah, like here, that's fibery. You want to check what parts of it's fibery. That's a little fibery. Try another layer down. Oh, pretty good. So, and take off another sheath.
So why do people freak out about hearts of palm? Is it because, like, when they just do the palm trees just to get the hearts of palm and kill off a lot of trees, or?
Basically, yeah. For this sort of thing, you have to kill a tree in order to get the heart out.
Right.
Now there are some tropical species where you don't. Try that. That might be good. And they're growing them agriculturally now. Used to be, they were taking the wild ones until they basically ran out of them. Yeah, I'll use that. This must be better in the spring, because that's the last time when I did this.
Yeah.
In the spring.
Yeah.
And there was a lot more soft parts.
Explain the cookie?
I've just thrown that into some boiling water. We didn't get as much out of it as I thought we were going to. It turns out the fall is probably not the best time for doing this. Spring is probably better, you get more out of it. There's some hard parts in there that really ought to have been soft. At least they were last time I did it. I'm going to blame it on the season. So, threw it in a pot with some boiling water. The traditional southern way of cooking the heart of the cabbage palm is throw it in some boiling water with salt and pepper and some piece of a pig. Doesn't really matter which piece, just some piece of a pig. And if you don't have any pigs around, humans are a good substitute. It tastes the same. So that's not actually in the southern tradition, but it would work. If you just cut a piece off of Grandma, she won't be using that for much longer anyway.
Or if you accidentally cut something while opening the palm tree.
Yeah, you cut off a limb or whatever while you're busting open that palm tree, throw that in, it'll make it taste good. We're going to be cooking it a little bit differently. Once this is done boiling, we're going to strain it, dunk it in ice water to cool it down, and then we're going to mix it with tomatoes, olives, avocados, and salt, pepper, and olive oil, and some lemon juice, and it's going to be delicious.